A Johannesburg Metro police officer who was shot while on duty has been denied emergency treatment at Netcare Milpark Hospital. This is because the city owes a private hospital 35 million rand. The officer was transferred to Netcare Hospital and received medical treatment there. Joining us now is Lebogang Ndao Samu, Deputy Regional Chairperson. Mr. Ndao, I appreciate your time. Just give us your reaction. Now, the officer was reportedly turned away due to the city's unpaid debt. How could this have been allowed to happen, and who should be held responsible?
Good afternoon to you and all the listeners. As some, we are very, very angry and disappointed against the senior managers in the city of Johannesburg. Obviously, the one person is the city manager, and we are also disappointed against all the political heads because it seems like there's no political will. What happened, what you don't know, is that the officer, after being shot, he went to Hillbrow Clinic to be stabilized. After being stabilized, was then transferred to Milpark Hospital, where this issue then emerged that the city owes Milpark Hospital 35 million. And then they then transferred him to Charlotte Maxeke. While he was at Charlotte Maxeke, in that space, he was then told the surgeon will only see him after 6 hours. He was then again transferred to Albertine Hospital. So as we speak, he's in Albertine Hospital in a critical condition. So it is very sad that those that put their lives in line for the safety of the citizens, the city of Johannesburg seems to fail them when they are in need of medical care. But what we also need to highlight is that the bottom line, or where the problem starts, is corruption. The officer could not even be issued with a radio. If you know the story of two-way radios in the city of Johannesburg, it comes from a long time ago. There's a case opened up with the Hawks where we complained, where there was a complainant late, a CPS case number was issued, but nothing has happened till date. So even when he was shot, he had to use his phone, WhatsApp, go to a group chat, tell colleagues that he's been shot. Those are the conditions that officers have been subjected to in Johannesburg.
So just to put things into perspective, was the officer on his own at the time of the incident in which he was shot?
Sorry?
Was the officer alone? As in, was he not with a partner at the time that he was shot? Just to put the conversation into context.
No, he was not alone. But in terms of our police procedures, when there is a life-threatening situation, you're supposed to call backup. But even his colleagues also did not have a radio. So that is where the danger of not issuing two radios are with officers, because there's no communication. So he was not alone.
Mr. Ndao, is there a correlation from what you understand between the critical condition that the officer is in at the moment and the fact that he was denied service at Milpark Hospital and obviously had to wait several hours before he was attended to?
Yeah, definitely there is. Definitely there is. If you think the situation that I've just given you, it took about 7 to 8 hours. So if he could have then been assisted, we don't believe he'd be in a worse condition than he is now. We believe he could have been better.
So let's talk about your conversation with the city managers at the moment. What is it that they're saying about this situation? Has it been resolved yet? Because obviously there could be other instances where police officers need urgent medical attention.
So far, the only communication we've seen from the city was one, that they acknowledged that the member was shot and there was no medical treatment given by Milpark, but they still don't accept that they owe Milpark any money, which we see and we understand that because we don't have management in the city of Johannesburg, this is not shocking. We are just a city that's on autopilot.
So as a recommendation on how future cases should be treated, I mean, what sort of conversations are you having and what recommendations are you giving?
We are intending to see the city the earliest, maybe Monday, so that they can give assurance what happens, because we've seen some communique that does not even make sense to us of them trying to use another hospital. It means they're going to be owing all the hospitals. The least they can do is just to pay what they owe so that our members can be covered. Because as you know, this is not the first incident. There's other ones where members had to use their medical aids, and those medical aids, once they discovered that the member was shot while he was on duty or she was on duty, they then refused to pay. So even today, the member is still attending to that debt that was created by the city.
So clearly, it seems that there seem to be some challenges with the city and how they manage this. And does it have any implications on morale amongst police officers? Because if one is shot and not attended to, I'd imagine that it raises many issues.
It is discouraging to the workforce. I mean, every time when you're an officer, you put on your boots, leave in your house, or you know that there's a chance you might not come back. But you believe that if there is an emergency, you can then be attended to. But currently now, how do you respond to a robbery in progress when criminals have got high caliber rifles, and you know very well that if you are shot there, you are going to be taken from pillar to post, from one hospital to another, without getting the necessary assistance?
Now, we often talk about the Hippocratic Oath and the obligations that medical personnel have in treating individuals that are ill or in similar situations. In your view, do you think that there should be emergency protocols that bypass issues around non-payment? Because if an individual is in a life-threatening position, as in this instance, a person has been shot, do you think that the standing arrangements should be overridden?
Yeah, if the city has got arrangements to procure anything in an emergency, I believe it's Regulation 32, then there should be